Hello, you guys, and welcome back to the music room. I wanted to come and give you a report about my University of Arizona performance and just, tell you how magical it was. I actually recorded this video already on Patreon, but for whatever reason, I just didn't like it. So I'm gonna do it again. The vibe was kind of off for me. I don't know, I just seemed kind of sleepy and rambly, and I just wanted to give it another go because this was a really magical experience. And there's actually a playlist of conquering my fears in my playlists if you're curious about this. But I graduated from the University of Arizona in 2013 from the Fred Fox School of Music. And in October, I went back and did a recital there and connected with the viola studio and the viola professor there. Her name is Molly Gabrian, and she is awesome. If you, by the way, are a violist and you're looking for a school for either your, undergrad, master's, or doctorate, whatever, I would really highly recommend the University of Arizona Fred Fox School of Music because Molly Gabrian is such a wonderful teacher. She's there, she's involved, she cares about all of her students. The love that she has for her studio is just, you can feel it, it's palpable. And she just is an awesome teacher. So I would highly, highly recommend the University of Arizona Fred Fox School of Music as a side note. So I went there to talk to the viola studio and do a recital. And this was an idea that came to me while my other half and I were driving through the mountains of Tennessee. We were on a little vacation, and I think it might have even been in the summer. It was either like in June or July. And at that point, I had been thinking about doing a recital, or I was planning, I should say, to already do a recital just for my other half. I was going to get my little toe out of the being afraid to perform and just, rent a church, hire a pianist, do a recital for one or two people, and then call it a day. But at the time I realized that I actually wanted to play for my studio as well. So I thought that will be the practice recital where I do that. And then I'll do an actual recital for the studio the following month. And as we were driving through the mountains of Tennessee, this thought was like, hey, you're going to be back in Arizona in October for your dad's birthday, because we usually go back in October for my dad's birthday. Why don't you do a recital at the U of A? So this little thought was like, hi, you should go try this out. Like, wouldn't this be awesome? And so I was having this conversation with myself in the car, oh my gosh, I don't know that I can do that. Like, I don't feel like, that would just be a lot for me to do. And this thought was like, no, you could totally do that. You should do that. You should send a message to your pianist who you worked with. Her name is Sue Chang. And, connect with her and see if she's still playing. And so I did. I followed the little small voice that was like, you should do this. And just got my fearful self out of the way. So I emailed her. And she still performs. She's still affiliated with the U of A, and her husband is the trumpet professor. And so it was awesome. They both kind of came together and helped me to connect with the viola professor, who then invited me to come talk to her studio, and who helped me to set up the recital, the guest artist recital. By the way, I'll link that below in the description. And turn it into this like amazing culmination of what I've been working on for this entire year, from January 2022 to now October 2022. So 10 months of me preparing, initially just for like a small little recital for my other half, and to do some recording, to then for my studio, and then to playing at the University of Arizona. So I had no idea the early part of this year that this would happen, but you know what, that's just one of the things that happens. Like when you actually open the door and you kind of go beyond your fearfulness and your own self-imposed limitations, you just go through, you find a little crack that you could go through, and you don't even know what doors will open for you and what opportunities will come your way. It's like such a magical thing to like get out of your shell and into this new place. So anyway, I wanted to just tell you about my experience at the U of A and talk to you about performing and all of that kind of thing. So basically, As far as performing, let me tell you about the performance. So the performance was on October 6th, which was a Thursday evening. And like I said, the recital is linked below so you can check it out. Was it perfect? No, it was not perfect, because it was me that was playing and it was not perfect. But I was there. Like, I was there on stage. I was not detached. I was not having a freak out and just trying to get through a horrifying experience and just, having an out-of-body experience like my previous performance, which is in this playlist. It should be the one before. I was there. Yes, I was nervous. And there's still an element of my mind that was distracted by my nervousness. But the overwhelming joy and nostalgia and happiness I had to just be at the U of A and to be playing with Sue Chang, who has played with me, for so many things when I was in my undergraduate studies. I just had so much fun. That overwhelmed the feeling of nervousness and fear and doubt in myself that can often happen when it comes to performing. That's something that I'm just trying to heal about myself, is that, I have all of these psychological issues like most of us have, that think that we're not good enough. We have that kind of imposter syndrome. We think, we compare ourselves to other people and think, well, why should I bother when this person can do it so much better, or say it so much better, or wear it so much better, or whatever the issue is. There's like all of these things, all of these little perfectionism ideas and thoughts and emotions and whatever that will kind of overwhelm us to prevent us from actually doing something that we could actually just do. We could just do it if we could get beyond our own selves. So that's something that I recognize in myself, and I'm trying to get over and am getting over. And it was just really so wonderful that the U of A helped me to just remember that I really love the viola. Like, I can play the viola. I love the viola. I love music. It's actually fun to perform. It's fun to share what you've been working on, and to have people actually come and listen to you is amazing. Like, thank goodness that there's actually people that are interested in the viola and they want to hear Bach, or they like a piece on your program, so they actually come to your recital and they want to hear you play it. And it's just so special to be able to be in that position to share that way. And it's so fun. It's so fun. As well as dressing up. I love dressing up, to wear this like fabulous ball gown and high heels and magical hair and all of that kind of thing. It's just a fun, it's just fun. So I every day was telling myself, when we were back home, every day I would remind myself, I love the viola. I love performing. And this is fun for me. I had to actually remind myself every day that this is fun. And whenever I went to my rehearsals with my pianist, it was fun, because I adore her and we had fun playing together. We were both prepared. We both knew our music, so we could have fun with just playing. And it was just a very enjoyable experience. Like I said, there was a lot of nostalgia for me when I was actually at the U of A. And it's funny, because when I was there, it wasn't like it was just like all, roses and it was all easy and whatever. It was actually a hard time in my life. Like, it was a somewhat turbulent time, and I just didn't even think about any of that stuff. Like, as I was walking through the halls, I was just like having all of these wonderful, happy memories of just me being there, and of that little precious time in my life when I was in my early 20s. And getting to play in this beautiful hall that I had done my high school recital in, that I had done my undergraduate recital in. It was my high school recital because I studied with my professor at the U of A, Hong Mei Chow, when I was in my senior year of high school. So I did my high school recital in this hall. And I had done things with studio class, and I just, it was wonderful to also connect with other violists and to connect with this wonderful viola professor. It's so magical to be surrounded by other people that also play your music and play your instrument, to just be in a room of other people that somehow also enjoy what you do as well. And you all can connect on that one thing, even though you're complete strangers, is so fun and wonderful. So I was just in a really happy state of mind, and just everything felt really aligned. I was also really prepared going in because, as I had said, I had in August done a practice recital for my other half and a friend. In September did a recital for my studio. The end of September did that performance at the Academy of Music in Philadelphia, which was a scary one for me, which reminded me that at the end of the day, just want to have fun with what I'm doing. That, if I take it too seriously and I, just get in this like hyper perfectionistic mind state, it's not fun for anybody, and it's just not going to be in the right vibe. So I'm very grateful for that experience. And if you have any, experiences in your life or your performing life or whatever it is that you're doing to get beyond if you are getting beyond your own psychological constraints, you're going to have good and bad times, right? And actually you can learn so much from the bad times or the bad experiences, because they really teach you something. Those good experiences remind you of why you do what you do. The bad experiences also remind you of why you do what you do. It's just the shadow side, the dark side of what it is that you want. And so anyway, it's just a journey that I'm on, getting back into performing. So this is my last performance for the year. I will do a studio recital in December like I always do, and I'll probably play something. So maybe it's not my last performance, but it's my last personal recital for the year. And it's funny, like after the recital was over, I had this feeling of, well, now what am I going to do? I felt like kind of lost. I still feel like a little bit lost. Like, I don't, I don't know what to do. But, having said that, I still do have some projects that I'm wanting to complete. Like, I really, really want to record some of this stuff so that I can then make a beautiful music video and put the audio and the music video, which hopefully will just be outside somewhere, beautiful, and put them together and just have a fun product to share on YouTube. I just feel like that would be a wonderful thing to have out of this whole experience, or some music videos of me actually playing because there's a lot of videos of me just teaching and talking and babbling, but there's not really a lot of videos of me playing. And so that is something that I'd really love to accomplish this year, at least one music video. So but you know what, the challenge I'm kind of facing with that is twofold. The first one is just getting used to recording. I do use GarageBand for my practice because I listen back to what I'm doing once a week at least, and it helps me to do detail work, but I'm never like really, really that happy with the sound quality that I'm getting out of it. Sorry, there's like a little bee that's flying around the music room. I don't know where they come from, these poor little bees. They like get through the window somehow. I think it's because we're surrounded by trees here, but anyway. So that's the first thing, is recording the audio. And the second thing is, I can't take my viola outside. It's too valuable to be sitting under a tree and have a squirrel throw something at it, or to have a bird poop on it, or, just to be exposed to the elements. And so I don't really know how to deal with that. I need to get like a cheapy viola. And at the moment I've lent out all of my violas that I was very blessed to get from one of my students, who donated a bunch of his instruments to me so that I could lend them out to my students. So I've lent all of his violas out to the studio. And so I don't really have one at the moment that I could use. And so I'm trying to figure out how to deal with that. So anyway, but you know what? Where there's a will, there's a way. And that is just one of the things that I'd like to do. So anyway, just some parting things about perfectionism and yourself holding yourself back. It's never going to be perfect. It's hard to like be okay with that. We can always strive to be the best, right? We're always striving to create something that we really love, that we think is great. We're always fine-tuning, we're always refining, we're always unsatisfied, right? But in that moment that you do what it is that you're going to do, in that moment that you perform, for example, that is the best that you can do in that moment. That is your best. And even if it's not perfect, the fact that it's the best that you can do in that moment is worth something. And it's a step towards a long lifelong journey of becoming better and becoming your best, right? And that's so much fun. It's so much fun to actually just become better in all sorts of ways, you know? So just doing it and just letting it go, just do it and then let it go, is such a wonderful way to just go through whatever it is that you're trying to do, and to not be going back to just like nitpick. And of course there's a portion of there's a time that we actually do need to listen back and nitpick, but we also have to let it go and just let it be. That was it, and continue onwards with the knowledge that we have and just continue to become better. So anyway, I think I'm just really excited and grateful for this whole year of of all of this, and I'm just really excited to see what comes, to continue on with playing and performing. And I have some other things in the pipeline of things that I'm creating. I have 2 books that I'm working on, and it's just there's too many things to do, you know. There's like so many things that one could do, so it's just a matter of focus and what I feel like is the first thing that I should do. And anyway, I think that there's going to be some other videos that come out where we kind of talk more about, when I was talking to the Viola Studio, we talked about transitioning from being a student to being a teacher and what that's like, transitioning from being in your 20s to being in your 30s, being a professional and being a student, and just kind of what is the difference and how to kind of navigate those waters, because that also does take time, and it's something that every day is something that we learn more about, because we're trying to become better, right? We're not just perfect right away in knowing everything and being the best that we are right away. But anyway, I feel like I'm rambling, so I'm gonna love and leave you. I will link the recital down below, and just thank you for any interest that you've had along this little journey of mine. It's continuing, and here's your permission slip to go do whatever it is that you feel like you want to do, whether it's reaching out to a teacher that you want to study with, whether it's learning a language, going on that interesting vacation that you wanted to do, reading something, getting healthier, whatever it is that you want to do. Just do like a little baby step. That's all that we need to do, is just keep going in that direction little by little, and you'll finally be in a different place, right? If you start here and you go with little baby steps over and over and over, now you're here, and then you keep on going, and now you're here, and now you're here, and now you're in somewhere else. So it's just really magical. So you guys, thank you so very much, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for listening.